Okay, this is a mock-up of Rutherford's gold foil experiment. Now, the way this experiment worked is there are several different parts. Down the middle, there was a very thin sheet of gold foil. Okay, that thin sheet is indicated here. It's so thin. One of the beauties of gold is it's malleable, so it can be pounded down to be very thin. This is just a few atoms thick. Okay, now, over on the side of the lead screen, there is a alpha particle emitter. All right, it's a radioactive compound that emits alpha particles, which are basically just helium nuclei. And there's a very thin lead screen which keeps the particles coming through except for this little slit. On the other side is a zinc sulfide screen which fluoresces. It lights up every time a particle hits it. All right, so you're able to actually see if the particles are making through by the little flashes of light. Now what happens is, if you increase the size of the screen and you can increase that slit, what happens is now these alpha particles are a little bit further spread apart. But you notice that at 7 nanometers, they're still making their way through the gold foil. They're going unimpeded. All right, so this caused them to conclude that, well, the gold foil is clearly mostly made up of empty space. All right, there's actually nothing there but space and force. All right, and you can actually increase it a little bit more, 1.1, 2, 3, 4. And you notice that it still just hits the zinc sulfide screen and it's fluorescing over on that side. All right, and we go all the way up to 1.9, and what happens is it notices it just pretty much keeps on going through until you get a little bit wider. Then all of a sudden you notice that some of these particles are getting deflected. It appears that as they're being shot through the screen, they're hitting something. All right, and you can actually see the little fluorescences in different spots where it's hitting in different corners. And the more you expand the slot, the more guys that get deflected. So from this they concluded that the vast amount of the thin gold foil is actually just nothing more than empty space, but there are these little dense nuggets holding it together. Okay, they're the ones that are generating the force that's holding the whole thing together. All right, and every once in a while one of these alpha particles will bang into one of those spots and get deflected somehow. All right, and so this is how people concluded that there was some sort of nucleus inside. That was the thing where all the mass of the atom was. All right, so this is a gold foil experiment. You have a link here. I encourage you to go to this link because this is a really cool thing to play with, and it kind of gives you a sense of how scientists worked when they were doing the discovery of this sort of stuff.